Are you tired of the violence, tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed biased socioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth, your health, and your purpose. DiversifiedGame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for my first trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent and prepare for a journey of restoration and joy by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at DiversifiedGame.com. I was sent an email by one of our brothers in Canada, and shout out to the brothers and sisters in Canada. So, he sent me an email. He said on April the 20th, 2021, he said he took his daughter to Airdrie Community Health Centre. He said, I was not going to submit a video. He said, but I see how powerful your channel has been getting poetic justice. He said, my daughter had severe chest pain to the point that she was out of breath and could barely talk. He said, upon arrival, he said, we wait in the line to be checked in. We were next in line. Say, I can see Karen from the desk rolling her eyes at us, obviously because we were black. He said, we proceed to the desk. He said, Karen started asking my daughter why we're here today. At no point is she even acknowledged the fact that I'm sitting there. He said, keep in mind, I'm here, that's her father, and the poor girl is struggling to answer because she cannot breathe. I said, ma'am, I said, can I speak for her because she has chest pain. Obviously, she's having issues answering your questions. He said she ignored me and proceeded with questions. He said, so I spoke louder and repeated the question. He said, with attitude, she snaps and says, I'm doing my job. I need to question the patient. He said, I said to her, I am her father. She cannot breathe due to chest pain. He said, she rolls her eyes, has a hissy fit. He said, then yells at both of us. He said, is someone going to tell me a story here? He said, I replied back, I'm trying to, but you don't want to listen. He said, at this point, I got my phone out and start recording. Now, let's go ahead and play the recording of, when she noticed that she was being recorded, how she started acting. But pay attention to her and how she moves. Now, this is, a little sister that's sick now. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Were you sent home with any popper? Mm-hmm. Were you sent home with any medication?
Just try to shake your head, yes or no.
Sorry?
I was talking to her.
Want to take off your coat so I can do your blood pressure?
You're holding your chest? Okay, try to hold your chest because they seem to think your stomach is the issue. Okay?
Do a temperature across your forehead. Any allergies to medications? Medications that you take daily? Medical history I should be aware of? Immunizations are up to date?
Yes.
Still on this back. Just need an Alberta Health Card.
And I just about Peter.
You can head around the desk.
So you saw how she was acting. Now, continuing the email, he says that look at the body language in the video, no eye contact. She's acting cold and moving like she doesn't want to touch us, throwing pins and items she uses on my kid once she's done. He said, then I took a video of her with another white lady. He said, in the video, he said, you can clearly see that she has a different attitude. Okay, so let's roll that clip.
Maybe it's too long. Yeah, no, I was like, no, that means. Yeah, I'm not so on short range. I know.
Alright, that's about line.
I gotta try not to.
I know. I totally got what you
And then
were
you're
Yeah.
in the seat right there in that waiting room behind you.
trying to put me fucking.
Heard it, like,
So you saw how she was just happy and having a good time with the other Mzungu lady, but the other little girl, she's having an attitude, being cold, etc. Now, continuing this brother's email. He says, this behavior I truly believe resulted in our distasteful experience at check-in. We were admitted into a room. He says the doctor came in and did what doctors do. He said, turns out my daughter needs testing, and one of those tests needs a machine that apparently does not work. He said, we need to wait for the machine out of Calgary. It said a city 30 minutes south of our location. It said my child is in pain. All this time, some meds were given to her for pain. It said we were told it last 6 hours. Said, but that's okay. It said we have to wait for the machine from Calgary. It said within 2 hours the meds wore off. He said and the pain was starting up again. He said I came outside of our room, went to the desk across our room to ask the nurse if she can give us some pain meds. She informed me she couldn't administer the meds herself and needs a doctor to do so. He said an hour and a half rolls by, no doctor, no beds, while a little child is still in pain. You know, this medical racism is just not in America, folks. So they said at this point, my daughter's in critical pain. He said, I went to the washroom, and upon passing the desk, I see the doctor who originally saw us and administer the meds to my daughter. He said, guess who else I saw at the desk? He said, if you said Karen from the initial check-in, you got that right. He said he mentioned no nurse on staff came to tell him that his services are needed. He said, we just got up and left. He said that nurse Karen had said, I believe, made up some BS story about us being unsavory black people, and the staff denied my daughter medical attention. He said, I also believe they dragged their feet on getting the testing equipment from Calgary. He said, Airdrie, RCMP, he said, by law and medical center, are racist toward black people. He said, how many black people have died or been denied service at a medical facility because of their skin color? Now, this particular hospital itself, and let me give y'all the address for some of you brothers and sisters that may be out there. So it's Airdrie Community Health Centre. It is 604 Main Street South, Airdrie, AB T4B 3K7, Canada. Those of you in Canada know about those addresses, a lot different than us here in the U.S. Now, when I did some investigation, just even on Google, this particular hospital got a 2.9 stars. And I'm going to read some of the reviews. One person wrote, as 4 days ago, absolutely zero empathy or care from the staff, very negligent. Another one, 1 star, very disappointed. This is Airdrie's only option. Go to a hospital if you want to be taken care of. Okay, that just happened another 4 days ago. Another one said they had to wait 2 hours before their 1-year-old could be seen. I'm sorry, but you get a baby to wait patiently for 2 hours? I agree with them. Another one, I went in because I had the stomach flu. I didn't have a drop of water in my 4 hours waiting there, and 2 more after they finally called me in. And said I was in severe pain. And said all that time waiting for someone to call me, even though I was severely dehydrated. It said to the point that I felt lightheaded and I could faint at any minute. I was not offered anything to recover during my time there. You know, they said the nurse started the IV to collect blood. She didn't have the tube for the sample. She rolled her eyes and went to look for it to the nurse without asking, ran a thermometer across my forehead in such a mean and rough way. And said the nurse didn't even want to help me remove the stuff I had on my right arm. When I get more exams done, even though I had an IV, I was not comfortable with the other arm. And so they had me lay in this cold room, and in 2 hours I was there. They talked to me. It was less than 10 minutes. They say, I wasn't treated with care or kindness. They say, I'm not usually the type of person to leave reviews. I'm very patient and kind, said, because I understand these people go through a lot of pressure, but that's not a reason to be mean to your patient. Said she was not prescribed any medication, and all they said is I should drink lots of fluids, and told me to take Advil, even though Advil could irritate my stomach even more. She said, I stayed quiet, I only answered questions they asked me because I was feeling so sick. Say today I feel even worse than yesterday, so I went in there to be made fun of and waste my time. So I could hear doctors and nurses gossiping about other patients and say, how is it that in any way professional? Laughing and making fun of other people who are seeking their help. It's a horrible experience. I do not recommend this place to anybody. And it go on and on and on and on and on about lack of empathy, not professional. Look, those of you in that area, you need to drive to another hospital. If it's the next city over, y'all may have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that kind of hospital, you know, they will kill you in there. Okay. And we know about certain hospitals, even here in the U.S., like, don't go to that hospital because you go in, you may not come out. Y'all know what I'm talking about here in the U.S., certain hospitals, you know, not to go to, you know. And so I'm pretty, it sounds like it's like that also in Canada as well. But it's black people, like we had just had the podcast with Nurse Angela, Confessions of a Black Nurse. Make sure you go listen to that, and we'll put that in the pinned comment if you've not heard that. She really told her story and where she got to in the area of fighting, you know, the white supremacists in healthcare, because the white supremacists are there, unfortunately. Oh, unfortunately, they're there. This is why we need more doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, and anybody else in between in the black community. We don't need more rappers. We got enough rappers. We got enough ball players. We got enough sport people, okay? We don't need more entertainment either. We got enough. We need more of those people, so when even those people get sick, they can go find a black doctor somewhere. Or if you can't find a black doctor, I would seriously, you know, advise you to move to a major city where you got access to that. Because at least like here in Houston, we have access to that. Black doctors, black lawyers, black whatever we need, we got it. I know Atlanta got it. I know DC got it. Any place like that, that's what we should be, because it's just not, you know, safe for us as a people with this healthcare system with these white supremacists. Now, I just had got another email from another nurse that told me about paramedics and how they even complicit in letting black folks die, you know, when the police have them there. So it's like, you know, we really need to be exposing that. And I need y'all in the healthcare industry to be exposing that, because y'all see it go on all the time. It will not stop until y'all expose that, because this could mean the life or death of black people, and y'all see it. So please expose it. Sure, they may fire you, but you know what? I'd rather get fired for doing the right thing. I'm not losing my license, and that's really how it have to be, because we need the eyes and ears that's going on. You got emails that's being, you know, leaked, recordings, people being racist, whatever. Send them this way. We will expose it. You don't got to put your name on it if it is a recording. You don't have to say nothing. You know, you just anonymous source. They do that in the news all the time. Please send us the recordings, anything you find out that's racist that's going on, or what they're doing to black patients. And we need to know the hospital, the city, the state, we need to know, or the country, whatever it may be. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the situation, you know, with our brother here. I hate that happened to his baby. God, I hate that. But, you know, it's like, it's imperative. It's so imperative that we really got to get our healthcare market up as Black America.
If you are over the age of 35, stop everything you're doing right now. After a lifetime of eating fatty foods, you may run the risks of a stroke or heart attack due to plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. To learn how you can reduce your risks, visit youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856 today. This may be a life-changing call for you or someone you love. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you.